Okay, so hi guys. Today I'm going to try and teach you how to play Udyr, and I'm going to go over pretty much everything. Basically, you should be able to come into this video not really knowing anything about Udyr apart from how he looks like, and I guess that's about it. So, basically, Udyr, in my opinion, is one of the strongest junglers, if not the strongest jungler to carry games with at the moment. Like, every game I play with Udyr just seems to end the same way, which is me having a massive score and just carrying a team that I shouldn't have won a game with otherwise. And I want to teach you all how to do that today, basically. So, to start off quickly, this game is Platinum, maybe Diamond 5, 4 ELO, so it's quite a high ELO, like 2,300, I guess it would be, in the old ELO terms, so it's a pretty decent game. Now, as I said before, I don't main jungler, so me playing Udyr isn't obviously my main role, so I'm usually mid or AD carry, so Udyr is a really... it's just strong, because if I can play jungle Udyr, anyone can, in my opinion. It has no skill shots, which is something I think is required to carry games, because it doesn't matter how well you play, because there's no skill shots to hit, so you can pretty much do whatever you want to. I think that, to me, is one of the strongest points of Udyr. So I play Phoenix Udyr because I think it's stronger than Tiger personally. I like the playstyle more, and the clear time is just insanely quick. And I'll show you my masteries and runes on the screen as I'm talking about it now, I guess. I run attack speed, armor, magic resistance, and move speed. Move speed is 100% necessary if you want to play this kind of Udyr, because honestly, you rely on moving quicker than your opponent. That is what Udyr does. So having move speed quints is way more beneficial than anything else you can get in quints. Some people might like to run ability power quints, but I don't think it's necessary at all, because yes, Phoenix does scale from AP, but you really don't need extra damage, because you can build full tank and still have crazy damage. So you definitely don't need AP. And 0-21-9, it's not probably the most efficient way to run 0-21-9, but it's how I like running 0-21-9. You get the most move speed, you get etc, etc. So, I don't know, that's just what I think you should run on Udyr. That's how I run Udyr, that's how if you want to copy the style, I think that's what you should run on Udyr. So I'm going to sort out the lanes really quickly so I can commentate this game properly rather than having to mess around with it. And basically, I go for a gank here on Annie, and I'm going to pause this really quickly just to talk about something. You see I went here, here, and then to red. And now, that gets you level 3. Some people take Phoenix at level 3, and they only have Turtle and Phoenix. I like to take Bear at level 3, because, in my opinion, Udyr's ganks at level 3 are the strongest of pretty much any jungler. Maybe Xin Zhao competes with them, but having Bear stances allows you to catch people and stun people. And if you notice, my move speed is 433, and Annie's is 350. That's quite a massive amount of move speed to have over somebody. So basically what happens here is, I push out the lane. Now if you get anybody sort of past the river, I guess is Udyr, it's a really easy kill, because you can bear to them, and if they flash, you still bear them, and then you kill them. Like, it's really simple. You see what happens here. I was tempted to not chase this, but then I realised that me and Vladimir will beat Evelyn and Annie no matter what, 2v2. So I chased, get the bear stun, activate Phoenix stance. Annie for some reason hits race, I don't really know why. I flash onto her and kill her, first blood to Vladimir. That was a pretty messy first blood, honestly, but Udyr level 3 doesn't really lose to anybody, especially 2v2. So, another thing to notice when you're playing jungle Udyr is lanes like Fiddlesticks, Misfortune, it's pretty hard to gank, because you run in and you get feared. And you really don't want to gank lanes that you waste time ganking, but that's kind of jungle mentality rather than just how to play Udyr. So here I'm taking his race because I know he's bottom, so why not take race? And I guess while there's a bit of downtime, I'll fast forward a bit and talk just about how you should go about playing jungle Udyr and where his strengths really lie. And in my opinion, again, I think having red buff and blue buff is 100% necessary to carry games as Udyr. I noticed a trend in my games where basically the uptime on my double buff basically like relates to how much I can carry a game. So if it's a 25-minute game and I have a double buff for 20 minutes of the game, it probably means I absolutely smash the game. Whereas if I get my buffs taken and I have double buff for like 7 minutes out of 20 minutes, it probably means I didn't do anywhere near as well as the other games. So keeping these buffs is massive, and taking other people's buffs is absolutely massive as well. And that's kind of where the item choice comes in, which I'll get to a little bit after I start to buy items, I guess, because there's no point in talking about it before I buy them, basically. So we'll fast forward. Obviously jungling is the standard jungling. You don't really need to do anything special. Here I notice my mid lane is getting ganked, and they're both sort of low HP. I know Annie doesn't have a flash, and looks like a pretty free kill to me. I think I died here actually, which is a bit of a mistake, but I wanted to snowball myself, which actually didn't turn out very well. So here I wait for the Annie kill, and I did actually kill her, but then Evelyn damage was kind of unexpected by me, and I just died by Evelyn. She hit me really hard actually. I did not expect that whatsoever. So I lost my double buff there, which obviously really sucks, because like I said just a couple of minutes ago, you really need double buff to do anything as Udyr. Now, I cannot stress that point enough that you absolutely need a double buff. I bought a Spirit Stone here, absolutely essential item on Udyr, and I bought boots because, again, it stacks your move speed and it stacks your bear stance, you want boots. I also bought a ward. I think on your first back as Udyr, you should always buy a ward. It allows you to do so many more things, and there's no reason not to spend 75 gold, because it's not like you need health potions and mana potions to jungle. So taking that extra vision, I guess, because it allows you to steal buffs properly. Like if I ward this, smiting it is not hard at all, and it just allows you to do more things. Like if your top lane is getting beaten and he doesn't have a ward, it allows you to save your top lane from dying to the enemy jungle because you ward it. Maybe not against Evelyn, but against other junglers, that applies. So again, I'm maxing my Phoenix stance, and then I'll max Bear stance after Phoenix stance. Some games you might want to max Turtle if they have like a really heavily burst team, but I think maxing Bear stance in general from the jungle is just a lot stronger. So that's why I max Bear stance this game. Again, I'm just jungling because, like I said, without buffs you can't really do a lot, and Vladimir's dying. This is one thing I like about playing Udyr actually, is I give this Vladimir first blood, and he's a diamond player, so he should kind of be winning this lane pretty hard, and he's losing creep kills, and he's losing to Annie. Now, to me that makes me kind of happy, because it allows me to come into this lane and kill whatever I want to kill. You'll notice if you look at the creep stats, I'm actually kind of like winning creep kills apart from Ezreal. I'm like even with the rest of the lanes pretty much as a jungler, which shouldn't really happen. And don't be afraid to be greedy as Udyr, because if you get to your 3 items quick enough, you can absolutely smash a game without any help from a team, which is pretty much what I rely on doing, because the less you can rely on your team, I think it's just better in Soloqueue, because why would you want to rely on 5 people you don't know and rely on them to be good? That's not how I like to play the game. And I like to play the game 1v5, which is where Udyr really shines, I think, because you get to a point of the game where you just can't die, and you have so much damage and so much tank that you just absurdly strong. So one advantage to having Vladimir and Shen obviously is I can take a blue buff. Like I said before, having double buff really allows you to sort of carry games. It doesn't matter if you have to give blue to mid, you should give your blue to the mid buff. You should give your blue buff to the mid laner even, if they're doing well. Obviously that's another video I can talk about when you should give the blue buff and when you shouldn't, but in general you should always give your blue buff away. So Shen's doing pretty well top lane. Can't really fault him for that play. And I got a double buff. Now this is where things happen. Once you have a double buff, it's really time to make things shine. You have this sort of like 2-3 minute period where you really need to do things. And if you're not achieving anything when you have double buffs, then you're going to be losing games. Because it's super, I cannot stress enough how important it is to make use of your double buff. So here I knew Evelyn was top, so obviously I went to take blue buff, because why would I not go to take blue buff? Vladimir's going to die to Annie again. In a really bad way actually from what I remember. He just kind of like dies to the bear. Yeah, so he dies to the bear, which is a pretty... And then I bashed Annie and killed her. I don't mind again. Me trading a Vladimir death for my kill is good for me, because I want to snowball myself. That's the only thing I care about, is snowballing myself. Obviously I noticed here bottom lane is pretty much dead, so I stacked my passive up and I ran in with bear stance. Flashed onto Misfortune. I got feared, but red buff killed her, so whatever. And then I took this creep wave because, like I said before, it's really important to make use of your double buff. Now, even if it means killing a whole creep wave and denying your AD carry a creep wave, I think it's important to do so. I catch Evelyn here, but honestly, that close to a tower, I can't really do anything. Standard bear stance and run away, because why would you want to waste time? They're pinging their blue wolf, but I've already taken it, so no cares in the world. And this is the thing, like I said, if you have a blue buff, you can afford to keep your stacks at 3 constantly. and just run around like an idiot, basically. That's the best way to describe how I play Udyr. I run around like an idiot because you can do it. When you have 483 move speed, you run around so quick. Like, it's absolutely absurd how quick you get around. If you compare it to like Evelyn, who's at 376, that's a lot of move speed difference. So here I noticed Gangplank was overextended. This is another thing with Udyr. If somebody's past their river, no matter what lane, pretty much, you can like draw a line here and say, if anybody's past this, I can kill them. Now, you might think, oh, but it's Gangplank, he can just eat an apple and get out of your bear stance. It doesn't really matter, because I'm still going to be on top of his head and still doing damage. And that's really sort of where everything comes from. You just need to do damage to people. Because red buff is what allows you to do damage, basically. So obviously I bared in, he ate an apple out of the Shen stun, I got my bear stance, and then he's just kind of dead. Like, there's not really a lot he could do there, he's just dead. Like I said just a minute ago, red buff is what allows you to do damage. It allows you to do true damage to them. And when you're doing damage to people, like, it's not necessarily your Phoenix stance doing damage. Obviously Phoenix stance does quite a bit of damage, but a lot of the times it's mostly red buff, because you have so much attack speed from stacking up your stances that red buff just hits a lot of times. You can hear the back pings, I don't know why Leona went in there, but that's beside the point. We're talking about Udyr this game. Okay, so I completed my Spirit of the Ancient Golem, and I completed my Boost of Swiftness. Boost of Swiftness, in my opinion, is 100% necessary. Because I feel like without Boost of Swiftness, you just get kited to death, and it's really frustrating to play Udyr. And I didn't used to like this item at all until I started making it in combination with Spirit of the Ancient Golem. And then I realised it's actually really extremely strong if you combine both items. So I wanted to chase Annie because why not kind of thing. Then I noticed my red buff was gone, so I'm pretty sure I stopped. Oh no, I kept on going. And I just didn't care because at this point you can't die when you have these two items. It's impossible to die. And I think she has to flash her actually, which is a good thing for me obviously. Yeah, she flashes, so I give up the chase. I'll talk again about the synergy. You have the movement speed effects reduced by 25%. That's good. And then you have the tenacity, which is what I used to buy Mercury Treads. No matter what, I used to buy Mercury Treads in Udyr. And then I realized you can just get this item and get tenacity from this instead. And it gives you cooldown reduction, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. It's massively, massively important for Udyr because it allows you to spam your skills more, which is obviously what Udyr relies on. If you can't use your skills, then you can't really do a lot. And like I said before, there's no skill shots, so it's a simple case of just hitting your skills and them coming out and doing damage. So then I went to get Gangplank, and for some reason he didn't see me on the ward, and I just ran at him. And I bashed him under the tower. Phoenix Stance. You notice here as well, I moved in front of him when I activated Phoenix Stance. That's a really important thing if you want to be a good Udyr. You have to be sort of closing ground between you and their flash destination before they press the flash key. So here I already positioned myself far enough in front that if it had flashed when I bared him, I'd have still been on top of him. That's a really, really key thing to learn, I think, when you're playing Udyr, because I cannot stress how important even, I can't speak today for some reason, how important it is to attack animation cancel when you're playing Udyr. For those of you who don't know what attack animation cancelling is, I have a video called How to Attack Animation Cancel, and it explains it pretty in depth and shows you the benefits of doing it. If you can't do this, then I wouldn't bother trying to carry games as Udyr until you know how to do it. Just because you really, really need to be able to do it at a fast pace in order to move quickly. Because simply right-clicking people as Udyr and then activating your skills, you get caught in a lot of like animation lag and just jittery movement in general. And I find it really horrible to play if I'm not animation cancelling. Like if I'm playing really lazily and just right-clicking people, I don't think Udyr is very strong whatsoever. If you're going to do that, play another champion. Because you just need to be able to attack animation cancel. When you're attacking like 2 attacks a second when you have it max stacked, you need to be able to do it very, very, very quickly in order to get the most efficiency out of your champion. So, item choices again. I'm building a Glacial Shroud because it gives cooldown reduction and it gives armor and mana. Why not buy that? Pretty good item. And it also builds into Frozen Fist, which is what I'm going to call it, even though I like calling it an Iceborne Gauntlet. It's still a Frozen Fist to me. And basically, what it comes down to is you buy the Spirit of Ancient Golem because it's basically a blue buff in like a smaller way. It gives you the mana regen that you need to be able to run around the map. And you buy the Frozen Fist because it's basically a red buff. Now, obviously it doesn't have true damage on it, but it slows the target enough that you can keep up to them, which is really what's important with Udyr. That's why red buff is so strong. It does true damage and it slows them. Frozen Fist slows them and does magic damage, which is pretty much a replacement red buff. And you could buy the item, Lizard Elder item, but I think the Ancient Golem item is just so much stronger on Udyr because of the tenacity you get from it. This item I was talking about. You could buy that, which is a pretty good item in general, but you don't need attack damage on Udyr, so it's a pretty wasted sort of stat. Here I wanted to get this tower. I didn't really care about killing people, but then Misfortune messed up and kind of omitted nothing, and I got feared away there. Fiddle Crow storms in. I get a bit scared, which I really shouldn't be because the tower's not even hitting me, and then I just go and bash Fiddle, Phoenix, and then kill him. Really simple kill. I see Annie coming here on the ward, and I'm just going to run at him because I don't care. And I see a TP coming here, and I don't really care because, like I said, it's hard to die when you have these items. I come back in, Vladimir comes in and ultimate. I bear stance, and this is a pretty good dive for our team, really. This is kind of a game-changing dive. And you notice I'm 5-1-4. Now, if you're anything like me and you watch this game, you'll be wondering, but Rumia, how are you 5-1-4 with 107 creep kills when you have the most creep kills in the game apart from Ezreal? You're AD carry. And like I said, that's because you have to kill a lot of creeps as Udyr. A lot of people make the mistake where they just kind of run around and don't do a lot. But, like, you could expect me to have 100 creep kills maybe if I didn't have any kills, because that would mean I could just farm the jungle and not really do a lot. But I have kills, assists, and creep kills. That's really, really important to carry in the game. So here, I tried to save Ezreal, but sometimes you have to cut your losses and just realize someone's dead, which is pretty much what I tried to do here, because I would have got myself killed if I tried to help him here. And the last thing you want to do is get yourself killed and lose your double buff. Like I said, you have to put as much value as you can muster in your brain into your double buff. Everything in this game relies on you having a double buff. And if you don't have a double buff, then you're not carrying games. I really, 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 really need to stress that point as Udyr. You really need to have buffs in order to do anything. So like I said, I could have saved Ezreal maybe, and maybe lived myself, but it was too risky to lose my important double buff. So I finished my Iceborne Gauntlet, Frozen Fist, whatever you want to call it. This item is absolutely amazing on Udyr. It gives you everything you want. It even gives ability power, which gives you a bit more Phoenix stance. It's a really, really, really tiny amount, but it's something. And it just gives you stats that are not wasted anyway. It makes you tanky because it gives you armor, and it gives you cooldown reduction. And I think I'm at like 40% cooldown reduction with Blue Buff and Frozen Fist and the Spirit of the Ancient Golem, which allows you to just move really quickly and just spam your skills all day. And it just procs the Gauntlet constantly. You're always proccing it, which is pretty crazy, I think. So a big team fight goes off here, and before this fight starts, I would like to say I kind of baited my team into dying here. I will fully admit that. But at the same time, I came out kind of advantageously. I don't know, we'll see how this plays out, but I remember something weird happened here. So you notice I'm always moving in front of my target when I'm hitting them. I got Tibbers and I got Burst of Annie. Everything kind of comes down. I bashed Fiddle so we couldn't get it. And then the Eve coming out of the jungle kind of killed us there. Now, we didn't have to fight that. And we got a Gangplank kill for 3 Decimals, which isn't great. 2 Decimals even, which isn't great, obviously. But yeah, this wasn't good, basically. So ignore that. That wasn't how you play Udyr. That was just me baiting my team into a death. Sometimes it happens as Udyr, you get overconfident, and then you realise that if they use every skill in the game on you, that you might actually die. But even then, I got full Annie comboed, I got Gangplank queued, I got Everland, and I got Crow stormed, and I still managed to run out of there, which is, you know, a pretty important thing to be able to do, because if you have that many skills used on you and you still lose a team fight, which admittedly was without our AD carry, and it was 5v4, you should lose that fight, really. So you want to talk more about that. Here I noticed Misfortune. To anybody with any game sense at all, this is really obvious that he's going to try and kill this tower. It's really low. Why would he not try and kill this tower? Udyr, you don't get away from a Udyr with a Frozen Fist, and you'll see why here. You notice I'm keeping my passive up, and I just kind of run at him here. Tower died, oh well, couldn't really do anything. And also here, I warded the bush so I could attack move into the bush. That's actually a really, really important thing to play when you're playing Udyr as well. You have to attack move into bushes, because it allows you to just get this extra bash. You'll see here, I bash him right on the edge of the bush, Whereas if I had to move in the bush first and then attack, he'd have got a bit more ground. Which didn't actually happen, but that's like the case. You see also moving in front of him constantly, moving with him, blah blah blah. I'm always on top of his face, and then easiest kill in the world. Like, anybody can do that. That's the whole point of this video. That took no skill at all from me, apart from possibly attack animation cancelling. He would have still died if I had just right clicked him. So that's basically what I want to stress. I come in here and I attack Annie, spreading my frozen field, I guess you want to call it, and constantly just moving in front of people again. So we get a kill onto Eve. I take a bit of tower damage. Oh well, don't really care. And Leona goes in too deep here. I don't know what she was thinking. He was thinking, whatever. And I just let him die. Again, it'd be easy to be tempted to go in there, but that's not what you're doing. You're playing the game. And you don't want to be feeding the enemy team when you don't have to. So, at this point in the game, it's about 20 minutes into the game. Average time where you have these two items. You should have Spirit Ancient Golem and Iceborne Gauntlet by 20 minutes. And if you don't have them by 20 minutes, you're doing something wrong. This is when you can sort of start to not care too much about blue buff and red buff, because you struggle to go out of mana with these two items, and you have a Iceborne Gauntlet, like I said, that pretty much like works as like a red buff, so you don't care too much about your buffs at this point in the game. And again, like, never be scared as Udyr. You'll notice here, like, they're throwing lots of stuff at us, and I'm just not scared, because even though it looks like I got nothing, I'm still 700 HP with a lot of armor. I'm still tanky. Even though I got crit by misfortune there, which quite upset me in the game, because it's like a 25% crit chance, and if I didn't get crit there, I wouldn't have died. So that was an unfortunate death. You know, 3 out of 4 times that I lived, but that just happened to be the one time I died. Things happen in LoL, that's just how statistics work, so oh well. Unless she has one of them crit runes, no, 25%, so like I said again, 3 out of 4 times I would have lived there. That was just an unfortunate RNG death, and oh well, sometimes you have to deal with it. So I'm going to fast forward a bit because you don't want to see me being dead. Here I'm going to buy an Aegis. Now, the reason I buy the item is simply because they have an Evelyn who's doing magic damage, and I have a Fiddlesticks who's doing magic damage. Now, obviously it's just support Fiddlesticks, but it's still doing magic damage, and support Fiddlesticks actually do decent damage if they get sort of like level 16. And they have an Annie as well who's doing magic damage. Aegis is 100% the item you wanted to pick up here, because honestly, their misfortune's scary, but not scary enough to buy a Randuin's, which is what I would buy. If you're ever against like 3 ADs, or in general, like if they don't have an AP jungle, you should always buy a Randuin's as your 4th item, unless the AP is really fed. But Randuin's in general is very, very, very solid as a 4th item, unless they have a lot of AP, in which case you buy an Aegis. And you upgrade it to Runic Bulwark, because it's amazingly strong. That item is crazy, so keep that in mind. Fast forward us through here, because why bother watching this? I notice my Shen's sort of in a bit of danger here, and I'm pinging him, like, come down the river, I can help you. And again, it's easy to look at this and think, well, they're both level 12. My Shen's level 13, I'm level 14, so I'm the highest level on my team right now. Highest level in the game, actually. And I can pretty much 2v1 that, like, not being cocky, but I can definitely do a lot of damage here. So I get onto Evelyn, or Gangplank, whichever, and I'm just doing damage, you'll notice. I'm just chasing Gangplank for the kill, I don't really care. So I get the kill onto Gangplank, and I have double buff, so I'm going to chase this Evelyn all day. He's never getting away from Udyr. You don't run away from Udyr, it doesn't happen. And you notice he just can't even walk, he's just like absolutely crippled, and then he dies on the tower. Like, it's pretty simple play. Like I said before, no skill shots required. It's just simple, run at people, press your skills, win the game. So Misfortune thinks he can kill me here, and I'm not sure what he's thinking, because there's no way he can beat me. So obviously Game Sense tells you there has to be someone else close, and Annie's bottom, so the only person that can be is Fiddlesticks. And he's not that much of a concern to me at this point in the game, so I'm going to try and 2v1 this from what I remember. Because why not, really? So I'm trying to bait this Misfortune to taking a wrong step forward, and I get around the outside, Fiddlesticks ultimates, Shen ultimates me, which is good play from him. I bash Fiddlesticks, and then get onto Misfortune, because you really don't want to be focusing Fiddlesticks. And then he just kind of dies. Gangplank ultimates in, again, not caring at all. I go for the easy kill Fiddlesticks, because Gangplank's annoying to kill. I get bashed though, exhausted even. Shen comes back in for a really nice taunt here. and I got into Fiddlesticks, doing damage, again, just doing massive damage. I know it's Evelyn, but I want to kill Fiddlesticks, so I kill Fiddlesticks. And you notice I just don't really care, because I run so quick and have so much armor, and there's so much health and everything, and so much tenacity in general, that I just can't really die. Like, that sounds stupid to say, but at this point in the game, I honestly cannot die unless I make a really, really, really big mistake. Which is again why I'm farming this creep wave. I still have 1,200 HP left. Like, no one can really burst that much at this point in the game, apart from possibly Annie, but even then, you know, it's going to be a close one. So, looking back at creep kills, again, I'm still doing extremely well on creep kills. Only Ezreal's doing better than me. I just realised I've had that messed up the whole game. Hopefully you with OCD don't get annoyed at that, but yeah. So I finished my runic bulwark, and now I literally am unkillable. Like, this is where you sort of have to take a top laner's perspective, I guess, on the game. And obviously while you're pretty strong in team fights, your real strength is in ganking and pushing lanes and playing like 1v2. A lot of people could make the mistake here and think like, okay, I'm really, really, really strong, let's go team fight. But then the problem with doing that is, A, you rely on your team, which you don't want to be doing if you can avoid it. And B, if they use everything on you, it's still possible to die. I mean, it's unlikely, but it's possible, and then you're relying on your team, which is go back to point A. So if you can avoid that, why not avoid that? So Ezreal makes a pretty nice play here, admittedly. Gets the snipe on Annie. I see Misfortune, and I'm going to just run at her. Because you don't run away from Udyr, like I said before. You just can't run away from Udyr. Even through Gambler ultimates and flashes, I'm still on this Misfortune on the tower. I see Fiddlesticks coming in, so I'm actually going to not do that. Because I didn't want to get feared and then just kind of like take 5 tower hits for no reason. There's not really much point. I already made Misfortune use a flash, which I think is more valuable for her than it is for me. So it came off good for me there. And I'm going to push towers and just do whatever I want to do. Because I literally can do what I want to do. That's the mentality you have to take when you're playing Udyr. You just do whatever you want to do. So I catch Evelyn here, from what I remember. Just kind of ran at her and bear stanced her. Again, I attack moved into that bush there. If I didn't attack move, I probably wouldn't have got the stun on her because she'd have ran past me. Attack moving is super important when you play Udyr. So Frozen Fist is coming. I see the Fiddlesticks ultimate, but it does like no damage, so I don't really care. Frozen Fist the Evelyn, and then pop Phoenix Dance to kill her. And I think here we chased a bit too far on Fiddlesticks, but at the end of the day it didn't really matter too much. Annie's here. I'm going to try and catch Annie, but it doesn't really work. Ezreal gets flash tibbers and just kind of dies. Almost. I'm just trying to peel here. Again with Frozen Fist it's really hard to catch people, to chase people even. So I'm just peeling. Try and kill Gamblank here, but then realise I'm actually going to die. Shen ultimates me, which is nice of him. I come back in to get the Shen taunt, put him in a really nice place to get kills. And I'm hanging around here. Didn't actually get the bear stance of Misfortune, but almost. And Leona tries to do something, but just kind of fails. Everything's kind of going wrong here, and I'm recalling because I don't care. I don't want to feed. I don't want to feed them. Like I could have hung around here, but it's like, do you really want to hang around against this team with that HP? No, you really, really, really don't. And you notice it kind of like backfires a little bit here, and things just start to go wrong. There was no reason for him to really take damage here. I mean, if I was still here, we maybe could have done something, but it's just so risky. Ezreal dies, which is not good, obviously. You don't want your AD carry to die. And I'm kind of back now, but it's too late. I still think recalling was the correct decision there. Why take risks if you don't have to take risks? That's how I play Udyr. And obviously you can take risks, but there has to be calculated risks. And that wasn't a calculated risk, that was just stupidity. So looking back, Vladimir's 2-7 after getting first blood. That's pretty depressing really, but things happen in games I guess. And I noticed Gangplank top here. And what am I doing, I wonder? Oh, so I bought an Oracles, that's another thing to notice. I bought Oracles because of Evelyn. And because it clears wards. Why not take an Oracles? When you have gold for it really. These are the only items you need. Like, these 3 items are the only items you need. Runic Bulwark is nice, but it's not necessary. So when you have them items, you can pretty much ignore everything else and just do whatever you want to do. Oracle's obviously 400 gold to counter Evelyn. Pretty strong. So I went to pick up double buff, and this Gangplank is dead. There's no way he lives this. You just can't live against Udyr. That's the thing I wanted to learn from this video, really. You just don't live against Udyr. I mean, obviously I'm not doing massive amounts of damage, but then again, I'm not built for damage. But it's still enough. Like, it's enough that I can just stick on somebody and just kill them before they can do anything. It's almost like a red buff Cho'Gath, where like, he attacks you and you know you're eventually going to die. It just takes a while to die, but eventually you do die. So I think I'd probably ping Baron here, because I was like, do you know what, whatever, I'm so strong, let's just do Baron. As Misfortune Ornament came out, and I was like, okay, time to rush, because I see Evelyn. And I'm just running at people again. The little Twin Shadows thing doesn't actually hit him. If it had hit him, I might have killed him, but didn't hit him. So, as good as the Baron core that maybe was, didn't really get anything out of it, because what can you really do? 28 minutes into the game, I'm 166 streak kills. Almost the highest in comparison to the enemy team. So Ezreal just dies, and I just go in and do a lot of damage. Because, you know, like I said, Misfortune doesn't have flash. I know she doesn't have flash, so I just kill her. Shen ultimates Vladimir. I'm running at people again, just constantly running at people. And you notice, like, there, I walked too far in front, but it's okay. I get the flash onto Fiddlesticks. He fears me, which is a bit depressing. Run at him again. Notice Evelyn here as well. So actually I switch my focus to Evelyn, because if you can kill more people, why not? And then we go for Baron, because we just kill 4 people. Even though Ezreal got caught, it doesn't really matter, because we don't need him when you have this kind of team. So I'll fast forward Baron, it's not really interesting to watch. And we kill Baron, wow. What a surprise. And let's have a look at the gold actually, out of interest. So I got 9k gold. No, I have 12,000 gold. In comparison to the rest of my team, Ezreal's got 400 more gold than me, and I'm like a mile ahead of everyone else in the game. That, from a jungler perspective, is pretty rare to happen, unless I'm playing Udyr, in which case this is like, without trying to sound cocky, this is a pretty common game as Udyr for me. Like, I could show you 25 other games that look very, very similar to this. This isn't something special, this isn't like a one-off godlike game. This is actually just how my jungle Udyr games generally tend to go. So hopefully you can learn how to play like this from this video. And if there's any questions, leave a comment and ask me, and I'll try and get it. Try and get to it even. But I know a lot of people wish me in game and ask me what I do on Udyr. Do I take Ghost? Do I take Flash? What masteries? What runes? So hopefully this video kind of consolidates a lot of questions people had for me, because I think it's important to teach people how to play Udyr, really. Hopefully it doesn't get him nerfed, because that's the last thing I want to happen. But yeah. So my team is messing up here. Like, we just got Baron, and then they decided to go mid and die. Leona died. Shen's dying. So my faith in my team is not very much right now. I go for this tower because, again, I don't want to play with my team if I can avoid playing with my team, because they do things like that, and I don't like when my team does things like that. It actually gets on my nerves quite a lot. So Ezreal here gets caught and dies. Again, like, I don't know what he was doing really. So again, I'm trying to ignore my team, because that was 3 stupid deaths and we had a Baron buff for nothing. But I'm still confident that I can win this game, because I'm Udyr. And when you have these items, like I said again, it's Udyr. I'm also in Branduin's now. Like, when you have them items, it's just unreal hard to kill a Udyr with them items. So I'm pushing mid. They kind of come over for me, but there's not really a lot they can do. And I kite around a bit, run around like an idiot. Go top lane, because I decided to split push top lane, because, like I said, you have to play the mindset of a top laner, not a jungler. And I'm just going to push this lane out, right to the tower, and probably kill the tower, even if Gangplank's there. Like, okay, maybe not. What am I doing? Let's see. Just running around, trying to get a kill somewhere, by the looks of it. So I get a red buff. Obviously, there's not really much, like, it's useful, but it's not necessary at this point in the game. And we're going to kill this tower now. And again, I'm just running at the enemy team, because, like, I know they can't kill me. They do no damage to me at all. My shield is just so strong, like, it's crazy. I notice Annie here actually, and then I try and run at her, but barely missed the bear stance. And I want it to be just like this rock in the team. That's what I try and aim to be as Udyr. Just like, you have to hit me or you're gonna die kind of player. And that's what I try and be when I play Udyr. So notice how I'm just running at the enemy team. I'm like really at the front line right here. Taking all the ultimates in the game and not really caring. And I'm still just pushing the creep wave because, again, I don't really take a lot of damage, so it doesn't bother me that much. Fiddlesticks died somehow. I don't actually know how that happened. I still don't know how that happened. Where did he die? He died there. Okay, that was odd. And then we get this inhibitor, and from what I remember, this is pretty much game over. I go to face down this turret, and then my team gets caught. Again, just standard bear stance into Phoenix stance play. Just trying to bash as many people as I can, and just tanking them up. And then we kill everyone. So that's game over. I'll pause it here just to talk about things. I ended this game 14, 2, and 16 with 207 creep kills. For a jungler, I would say that's a pretty good game. But like I said before, it's not really that special for my jungle Udyr games. So from what I want you to take from this video is basically the whole strength of Udyr, in my opinion, is the fact that with double buffs, it requires no skill shots whatsoever. All you have to do is run at people and press E. And it's just a very, very, very like stripped down to basics champion. You try and tank damage. If you can't tank damage, you run away with bear stance and pop turtle shield. If you want to kill people, you pop phoenix stance and make sure you get as much damage as out of you can. And you just run around, like you cause pressure all over the map, and you're just unkillable. Hopefully, some of you can learn from this, I guess, and just try and experiment with Udyr and use this item build. This is the really key thing: Boost of Swiftness, Spirit Ancient Golem, and Iceborne Gauntlet. Them 3 items are the core of Udyr, and some people play without them, some people play Mobility Boots, Wit's End, whatever. I've tried all that, and I think these 3 items are just absolutely amazing on Udyr. As you can see in this game, I don't think I played anything exceptional. I didn't really do anything stylish. I didn't do anything amazing. I just played a very, very basic, standard game, very solid game, and my 2 deaths could have been avoided even, but oh well, sometimes you die. And I don't know, I just think this is like a very, very, very strong playstyle, and hopefully you can apply it to your own game, because I think this is one of the easiest ways to smash any ELO, because this is like a 2300 ELO game, and look how easy I kind of smashed it. Like, it's not fair. I would actually go to the point of saying it's not fair, and that Udyr is very imbalanced at this point in the game, if you play it like this. So thanks for watching this video. I know it's been a while. The reason for that, if you're still watching, is because I decided that I need a break from LoL, and that's why I took a break from LoL, because if you watch my stream, you'll know that I kind of just fed for like a whole day straight, and it was pretty annoying. And me getting to Diamond wasn't going to happen playing like that, so that's why I took a break. And I'm back now, but I probably won't make these videos as often because I don't have a lot of time, because it's summertime now, which means it's nice outside, so I spend more time outside, and I'm just kind of talking. I'll try and stream maybe sometime. Yeah. In general, thanks for watching this video, and hopefully you can apply Udyr and run around like an idiot the whole game.